Outer Orange.
Hello YouTube, welcome back. This is OuterOrange here. Today we are going over Deck Sanders' blog. That's right, it's been a second since we touched it. Let me just go back here for y'all real quick. You see this right here? We got wonderful, we got lots of stuff here. We're going over to Festival Collection today. Why are we going to Festival Collection? Well, because it's coming out for EN in like 2 to 3 days. We're going to discuss Festival Collection 2. It's been out in Japan for a second now, and now we're gonna bring it over to the EN in a couple of days. This is the Zorga set, the Orfist set. So we're going to see how things are doing, what people are taking. My cat has decided to come with me, and also just a quick shout out to the people that followed me in the last 2 days. Thank you so much, Gibiru, Ian, Frost Teddy Fuegas, and Accomplished Shed Sleeper. Thank you so much for the follows, and let's get started, guys. In the comments section, please feel free to tell me what you are most excited for. Is it Orfist or Zorga? Tell me which one. I need an answer. I need a concrete answer. What are you more excited for? For me, it's obviously Zorga, but Orfist isn't too far behind. Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to shop at 50cards.shop to get your cards for the new festival collection. You know, use 50 cards, use my code ORANGE. See that? You see that? She's on my cards. Bruh. Here I have Nirvana. Honestly, Nirvana shouldn't be changing too much. I don't think they have any crazy cards that came out in the new set. I think it's more about Sakura support, stuff like that. You can see them a little better here. So there you guys go. Actually, let me, what did I do? Oh, I made it bigger. That's what I did. Anyway, so yeah, here we go. Oh, they're running, so here they're running the Blaze Maiden girl in here. Just, oh, right. That's right. You guys got the Superior ride. Oh, actually, that changes things. I totally forgot that this came out in this set. Oh my God, that's right. Wow. Whoosh. That's a lot of red. That's a lot. Holy crap. I wonder how expensive these are, because we don't have these yet, so I have no idea. No idea what they are on price. But we'll see, I guess, once we get them over here. But Sakura doing Sakura things, I'm pretty sure they got minor new support. I think it's just this dragon guy. Let me see the dragon guy. Pretty sure it's just him. Yeah, the dragon guy. Dragon guy says, when you place an arm, perform all the following according to the arms on your Vanguard. Right arm, you get 10k power. Left arm, Counterbot, choose a grade 1 from drop and call it. I mean, that seems kind of... I mean, it's good. I don't think it's anything crazy, but it's good. I feel like Buff Sakura is like missing something. You love this list? It looks good. It looks good. I do like the Eugene combinations that they put in here. It's pretty nice. It makes it free, which is kind of needed. That is true. That is true. Trick Moon is such a big piece, and Trick Moon gets so big on power, so I could definitely see that. Also, this looks so pretty. Oh my God. Good old Tamara doing Tamara things. Another deck that I haven't seen too much on my side of things, but honestly, EN literally just got like these cards, so like they're still adapting. But this looks like a pretty standard. Actually, no, this is a little different. This is a little different, but everything else is pretty standard. You want the Dragon Boy. He kind of helps you with everything, and then you have your Soul Girls, and then you have your Shiryukis and all that stuff, and you kind of just keep Shiryuking your opponent and if you're playing Flag Break, you just kind of cry a little bit because this deck actually counters Flag Break insanely well. Bastion's still doing Bastion things. I wonder, is this with the? This isn't with the restriction yet, so. It shouldn't be with the restriction. Oh yeah, because the restriction list I think drops July 1st for Japan. I don't remember exactly. So, but I see Dark Strain here. So standard Bastion doing Bastion things. One thing I like about this list is that they actually are still running the regular Persona Ride Bastion. You know, just more pieces. You don't want like dead turns all the time. Whoa, there. Now we can see these wonderful Minecraft pixelizations. What is this? I vaguely remember this card. I vaguely remember that card. I mean, this is another card pool that I don't really know too well. They are running the Blaster engine here, just to get the double drive early on, which I support. I like this. So you can just kind of, I hate to put it this way, you kind of just sack faster and then you can just win faster. They're also running Fasado and the Searchers and pretty much the Persona Searchers. Is that Maple? Bruh, that's Maple. Freaking Maple, man. Maple is like in every deck, I swear to God. Oh, here's PBO, my new baby, my new best friend. Here is PBO, my new best friend. I freaking love this deck right now. I haven't actually played it yet, but I've been having a lot of fun building this. Dude, this deck is so so good cheeks. This is good cheeks, not butt cheeks. This is good cheeks right here. You guys know the synergy behind some of this stuff. It's hilarious. Peanut Butter Overlord, let's go! Yeah, you see Peanut Butter Overlord. Peanut Butter Overlord is great. So if you guys don't know, or you may know, you probably know. So, the new guy says if you have a Overlord card or a PBO in Soul, he gets a crit, right? So this guy right here, this Angel guy, puts him into Soul. You put one from your drop into Soul, and then you'll check top 3, and then if you have the same exact card as the one you put to Soul, you call it to rare, pretty sure. But regardless, that part doesn't matter. It's the into Soul part that matters. It's really great. This one's running Alden, actually. I haven't tested with Alden yet or anything like that. I've kept it pretty basic. I run like the main engine with this, and then I don't run any of this Bastion stuff. Right now I'm keeping it basic. I'm just kind of trying it out the way it is. And the best part is you make your wide line be the new PBO, and then you just use the old PBO as discard fodder. It's just so great. It's so great. This is so fun. So this is the list I've been trying, actually. This exact list. This is the... Actually, no, just kidding. I don't have these. But outside of that, I've been trying this list right now, and I've just been kind of testing and experimenting. But it's been pretty fun. It's been... Also, guys, fun fact, little tip for y'all. I don't know how good or bad it is, but you can take the blaster support and throw it into here too, because the blaster support indicates that it's blasters. You can run like the order, you can run like the blaster cards in your PBO list. I don't know how good or bad it is, but you can do it. It says blaster, PBO is a blaster, so you can get away with some funny stuff if you want. I want to see if there's anything worth running from the blaster support that dropped with MOB, but if there is, I'm gonna be playing it. Just saying. But that's PBO. Let me see if there's any other lists. Some run the Witch instead of the Drilling Angel. You can run the Witch instead. It's a promo. She's more expensive. Hi, Dexcavate. Welcome in. The Witch is more expensive. Her skill says put a card into Soul. Oh, Catbots put a card to Soul, draw a card. I'm pretty sure that's her full skill. So you can run the Witch instead of Drilling Angel. But if you want to stay more budgety, I recommend the Drilling Angel because it's a lot cheaper. Going on into Brandt Gate. Let's see what we got. Let's see what Sarah Snow's got. She even changed. I know there's a couple cards that came out. Actually, this card right here. I was gonna say there's a couple cards that came out that actually kind of help with some of the engines. I don't know if it's worth running them or not, but I know some people are. This one is kind of a little sporadic with their stuff. Like so they're running this girl, and they're running this girl too. This girl can't attack unless you have like 5 or more in your prison or something like that. So she's kind of like restricted a little bit. And then I do think these cards are good. Oh yeah, it says during the battle that she attacked, you cannot call normal units, nor can you play blitz orders. That's right. She has a super guard restrict. Like that's pretty hefty. And then if the number of your opponents imprisoned is 5 or less, she can't attack. So you have to have more than 5. And then also there's the grade 2. I actually like the grade 2. I've been looking at these cards. I'm like, dang, that actually looks good. I also, dude, can we talk about Apricot real quick? Dude, have you? She says that she just straight up imprisons a trigger. She just imprisons a trigger, man. She just takes one from job and imprisons it when she boosts her. What the heck is this? What the heck is Apricot, man? Yeah, orange the card. It's me. Dude, that card's wild. I don't know how good or bad it is, but just the skill sounds so wild to me. Here is the other one. So this one says, when your opponent's unit is retired from R or G during the battle this unit attacked, you can imprison that retired card into your prison. So essentially, if they choose to intercept or they choose to guard, this card just takes them. And yeah, this card's funny to me. So I support whatever's going on here. I don't know how good or bad it is, but this looks fun and cheeky to try out. Like this combination here, I feel like increases your imprisonment like even higher. I think Apricot's actually pretty good because it doesn't matter what your opponent does, you'll keep imprisoning stuff every time she boosts. Now the only thing you have to be careful is like obviously if people retire your Apricot. I do think this card overall is still the better choice just because that extra power she provides and the fact that she straight up deck thins is just still the better call. But you know, and this draws you cards, so I think just finding space for her is like super hard in a deck like this because this deck is kind of already figured out, kind of already does a lot, and the draw is like super necessary, so can be understandable. Anyway, let's check another one out. Let's see what we got going on here. So this one, it kept it pretty standard with the exception of the addition of the blue girl, but other than that everything else is pretty the same. They're running the Rouge, and then you know our top card and prisoner girl, and then obviously the extra draw. They're running Bogomotor in here, the rest guy, you know, if you don't have anything in prison you take something. I think prison kind of overall stays the same. I think rather you tech stuff in or tech stuff out, it's kind of the same. I personally recommend running the Blitz order. If you're gonna go really heavy on prison, I highly recommend running the Blitz order, the one that minuses your 5k. It's not for the battle, it's for the turn. It's the one that got a promo and everything. Let me find it for y'all. That card is insanely good. It's the only thing that like truly makes me struggle when I face this deck, more than the actual imprisoning that the cards do. So let me grab it for you because I don't remember the name. This card right here. This card is actually like, this card is cracked. This card is cracked. Let me open it up in a new tab so the chat code comes back. This card is actually cracked. So it says, choose one of your opponent's attacking units that gets -5k till end of turn for each opponent's card imprisoned. This is insanely good. I feel like people really underestimated this card. I think there were some people running it here and there, but this card is actually insane. The reason being is that it's till end of turn. So if you have anything attacking that includes Vanguard, you just straight minus it. You just say, all right, screw you, I'm gonna -5k like a couple times, maybe -15, -10, -20, whatever it is. It's just insane. I was playing against this as a Flagberg player, and this was really hard to go around because they kept minusing my inlet's power, and it sucked. So good card. Highly recommend throwing into your prison decks. It's a 10 out of 10 to me, for me. Not a 10 out of 10, but it's definitely, you know, it's definitely good. Prison aside, let's look at Orfy, my baby boy, my poor innocent baby boy. How is he doing? Now, I'm one of those people that have been complaining about how badly we need the promo, but then I actually read the new Orfist again, and I realized that you actually don't need the promo. Let's talk about this card real quick. So this card pretty much says, when placed, you take a card from hand or your drop and put it. It has to be an order card, and you instantly put it into the order zone. So you don't have to activate the Soul Blast skill at all. You don't activate the Soul Blast skill, you instantly just do it. Respect the Eva starter. I've noticed a lot of people have been doing the Eva starter when I was looking through some of these. But yeah, so pretty much you don't have to pay the cost for your order, which is amazing, by the way. So when you're running all these Soul Blast heavy cards, you don't have to worry about the cost. So you could just place it. So what I've been doing is I'm prioritizing this card because it's the heaviest in cost and just straight up putting it in. New Orfist definitely replaces the old Orfist. However, there are some problems. Mainly your hand size gets very bad. So you see how this deck's running a lot of draws. I highly recommend going a little draw heavy. I've personally been running, like, I run a very aggressive deck, but also with a bunch of draws. This is the new Festival Collection card right here. It says when placed, you can Counterblast, get a Shadow Army token. This card is actually pretty good. They're also running this card. This is the Penguin. It says when placed, look at top 5, I believe. Oh no, when it's discarded. When it's discarded, at any point, if it's during your turn, if it's discarded, you look at top 5, grab a set order, put it to your hand, if I'm not mistaken. But also really good, this is Penguin Boy. The Penguin is out already. It's set 5, so this is actually a little bit, this is not Festival Collection card. This is the Festival Collection card though. But anyway, so the more you survive, the more lethal you get. Should be looking at the heals more. Maybe. I have noticed people have been running the splits. I personally don't really see a reason yet. Does have the Penguin. Okay, cool. I personally, with the heals, I guess I should be looking at them more. I know Japan's been running the heals pretty frequently now, or they're running a 2-2 split. I'm kind of still weird about the heals. I feel like they're still not in a spot where they do a lot of justice to run them, but I know some people say otherwise because it's 25k shield in some situations. But honestly, the heals are kind of a mystery to me right now. I still feel like they're not quite in the perfect meta to where, I mean, they're meta deciding. Like, if the meta is more, you know, 15k vanilla is better to me. Yeah, most people feel that way too. I feel like if the meta is just constant Vanguard restanding, then I see a reason to run like those heals or the other ones that give the power and whatnot. I think it just depends on how heavy the meta is and what it's more focused on, then that decision will kind of make. But Japan's been running a 2-2 split for a bit now. Pretty much every single turn you'll be bringing out these, and you'll be bringing out these, and you'll bring out these. And long story short, your tokens get stronger and stronger and stronger, on top of the fact that you will be calling out more and more tokens, because for every 2 orders you call a token on his attack. So if you have 2, you call 1. If you have 4, you call 2, and then if you have 6, you call 3, and so on and so forth. On top of the fact that he gets 5k for every 2 as well, so he himself gets really beefy. So this deck just gets like very lethal the more it survives. It kind of plays like Mir. I don't know if you guys know Mir from B Premium, but that deck gets stronger and stronger with every turn it survives. This deck has a similar thing. The issue with this deck is because you're not constantly calling tokens to the board as easily as old Orfist does. You have to be kind of careful with how you're playing your early turns. Like if you want to go aggressive, you don't want to go aggressive. I go the Thumberino route personally. I have like my 4 Thumberinos for everything. That way I'm constantly drawing and going through my deck faster, but this deck is a little bit less on Thumberino, more on this side. I'm not really a fan of running this card because I feel like getting three tokens in this deck is a lot harder depending on what stage of the game you're in, or like what part, like how long you survive. And I feel like this deck doesn't survive as quickly. So you'll notice that Japan actually runs the promo quite a lot. They have the promo here. as well. Like actually most of the decks do run the promo, but I've noticed that you don't have to run the promo, mainly because of the free order skill that you get when you play Orfist. This deck also runs this guy. This guy says Soul Blast, discard a card, draw a card, and if your world is Abyssal Dark Knight, I believe, you get 5k. I actually kind of like the ability behind this card. It lets you find your personas faster. Persona is like super important. You need that early aggression as fast as possible, so the more your persona, the better it is. And now since the deck has a literal Vanguard on play skill, you want to see persona even more than you did before. Do you also play Bowmine? I play Bowmine in my list, yeah. I think Bowmine is still just really clutch. You don't want your opponent denying you CB. Some people still try to deny you, so you have to be very, they'll try to deny you this, right here, this card. This is a CB cost. The minute they see this in your hand, they'll try to deny you, so if you have Bowmine, you don't have to worry about that. Tanukiel says, when placed, if the attacking unit's critical is 2 or greater, its critical is increased by a non-trigger ability, or its original critical is 2 or greater, so unit gets 50k shield. I will say, out of all the cards like this one makes more sense than the other one right now, and the reason being is, you know, you have like Barrow Magnus and Gravidia, like, and a couple other decks like that kind of, PBO is another good example, that gain crits. So this heal right here actually benefits you more. Above Saga is another good example. But it's still situational. I feel like it's still sometimes hard because you're not always going to face those decks, right? They're not like Gravidia maybe. Bruce gains multiple crits, and Bruce is usually like 48k, 53k. Like at that point, you're probably dead anyway. To be honest, if you let Bruce get to that point, you're already losing. The same could be said about Pure White. If Pure White gets to 10, and you're probably dead. you're probably dead on that turn unless you're holding your 3 perfect cards. Like you should not let them get to 10. That's you have to avoid that at all costs, or kill them before then. Here's another list, by the way. Sorry, went a little off topic, but this one also runs the promos at 4. You can replace these. Like they are really good for Soul Charge to make this easier. That's why you notice they're running 4 copies, because they can get away with this if they have the promo. But even without this, you can easily be fine. This one, it does help running cards like this a little bit better, because this also Soul Blast. This is the Tiger card that lets you look at top 3, grab an order, and then put the other 2 at the bottom, and then you can replace them with the token essentially. But yeah, this card is restricted to Old Orfist, which is why I'm not a fan of playing it. Let's look at Gravidia. Let's see what Gravidia is up to. Ooh, this one's a little hard to see, but we can still tell. So they're running the normal, pretty much. This one's regular, this one's pure. So I'm running the pure version here, so they just have like normal ride line going on, and then they're running crits, draws. These are draws, and then they're running the 4 and 8 split. I believe that's 4 and 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They actually run 7, so they're running 11. Most people run 4, 8, if I counted that correctly. And then they're running the Octopus Girls, the grade 2, and then the grade 1 booster. And yeah, here it is. Here's a world deck with a token. Here's my favorite part to say why people prefer World. You still a fan of World? I think either or is really good options. I don't think I honestly, I think they both do kind of the same thing. You have like an early rush with this that the other one does provide, but the other one deck thins faster, so you can hit crits sooner. So I think Pure is just more high roll, but the high roll like really like gives you an advantage. Whereas this one's more stable, but you have like you have to kind of be a little bit more careful. Usually when I play this, people just deny me anyway, so I just kind of go like this. So, but you know. Good players know to just deny you this, and then you're kind of just stuck for a turn. Did you running the Shurgo here? We're noticing that the heals are pretty normal. They're not. I think this deck draws fast enough to where you don't really have to worry about running the different heals. You can kind of just be fine with it. This one's running a lot less meteors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And they're running 12 along with the token. That makes sense. So with the token, they're running 12 orders, which is normal. And then you got Octopus Girl, and then you got everything else is pretty standard. This is another world deck. World stuff, Shurgo, and then they're running the Shield Girls, and then they're running the Draw Girls. So pretty much running a little bit of everything, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Also 11. I'm surprised. I thought I've been seeing a lot of run 12, but maybe it's 11. I run like a butt ton of meters because I just like to kill my opponent as fast as possible, and these are really good too. The only thing I'm not fan of running draw at the moment because I fear the deck out. I'm with you. I actually run fronts. I run fronts in my list just because I also like the straight shield. Just the straight 20k shield is just super nice. Ooh, it's so pretty. That was so pretty. Oh, they're running the Dock. I love the Dock. This is like my favorite card in Brandt Gate. I love this card. I just love this card so much. It's so good. And they're running also the Penguin because the Penguin. These cards kind of synergize with Eva. Like I think they were meant for her pretty much. You pretty much send back your orders to then reuse them, and you can look for your orders as well. This is one of the few decks I barely touch just because I feel like it's just a little behind right now. But I'm glad someone is making it work because it is a very pretty looking deck. Oh, in a Dark States. Let's see. I'm pretty sure Bruce hasn't changed too much, or it should have. I've actually just rebuilt Bruce today. We got the new girl, but she's not like too crazy in my opinion. But overall, you're kind of, the game plan of Bruce hasn't changed too much. You either go the Quinn Lu build, or you kind of go this way where you're going 50-50, or you go pure with Bruce, you know, and up your Marjories, you know, whatever you want to do. You can run. I've been testing that other guy, David or whatever his name is. The other grade 2, the one that says Counterblast, Soul Charge 2, put a card from Soul to the board to an open rigor circle. That card's actually pretty nuts in my opinion. That card's yeah, that card's good. That card, I literally was testing this like this morning, like straight up. Oh, and they're running the other heals. This is the attacking unit heal, and then they're running one swirler, and then yeah, they got the new girl. I think she just gains power, nothing too crazy, but she's really pretty. She is really pretty. And then draws, of course, because you need them fronts and crits and all that kind of fun stuff. I personally would prioritize crits over fronts in this deck because you don't have all the massive crit gaining stuff that that Bruce has with like the grade 4 version. So I would actually prioritize crits, but I do understand fronts just even for straight draw shield. This one's classic Barrow Magnus. No changes here. Like literally nothing is new here except for the heals. The heals changed. But other than that, everything else is the same. You're still running this guy, everything else is the same pretty much. So this one hasn't changed too much. Let's see if there's another one that has. Because I know some people have been testing with some of the new stuff, but it doesn't look like these people, it doesn't look like they are. Oh, this one's random. I actually like this card. I read this card this morning or yesterday when I was building Chaos, and I was like, wow, I'm surprised this isn't being run that often. It's a straight up Counterblast Soul Charge 3. Like, it's very reminiscent of Dark Irregulars. But this is the only change I'm seeing in this list as well. They're running 3 heals? Yeah, they're running 3 heals. Am I going crazy, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Yeah, they're running 3 heals. Oh my god. And they're running Gumot too for the guard restrict. Dang, they're just going all out. They just want to kill you. Greedon's existing. Oh my gosh, poor Greedon. This card's actually not too bad though. I really like this card too. But overall, I don't remember all the skills for Greedon, to be honest with y'all. I just know like it gives a lot of power. Then you get your heal and all that stuff, and then everything goes in. You get guard restrict. But Greedon doing Greedon things. Seems like I remember I read this card and it felt kind of rough. It felt kind of rough reading it. Here's Chaos, my new, and then my other baby boy that I've been. So this is the list actually that I was looking at yesterday, and I wasn't crazy about this list mainly because I don't like seeing 3-ofs in this deck. I think 3-ofs is kind of rough. Like this is fine, 2-ofs are fine, like this is all fine, but this hurts me. This hurts me. Yeah, this is Chaos. This hurts me a lot. This hurts me a lot. This right here. Otherwise, it's fine. They're also writing the Colossus guy for extra power. I support this. I like this. So I personally have been building this deck, and the only thing I don't like in this deck so far is actually this card. I feel like this card just I never get this card to soul because it's like a one of, and like certain cards just don't get me there. And the worst part about this deck is the same thing that Barrow Magnus has, where like when you're like going through your turn 1 to 3, all the cards in your hand, unless they're all triggers, are like pieces, and you just don't want to guard with them. And because you want them to be in soul, you want them to be on the board, you want them to do stuff, their skills are important, all this stuff, and like you're kind of in this weird spot where like you just have to keep saying no guard, or you have to like, because you need all this, like you need this for all the soul, you need this for the soul, you need this to do your stuff, like you need to get your soul going as fast as possible for the deck to do stuff. And because of that, like once you start guarding, you start losing those pieces and you're kind of just stuck. So that's the only thing I don't like about this deck. There's just no way to like replenish your hand, but I guess that's just DI in a nutshell. They kind of always been kind of like that, but otherwise it's super fun. By the way, this deck's fun. Having these boys out, beautiful party. So they are running kind of they're running the rainbow heals, and then they're running the 2-2 split here, and then I believe that's 3 crits. I don't think they can. Are they running? Is there a trial crit? I don't remember. I don't think there is. I feel like they would have had it in here if there was. The one front, and then the 3 different draws, and then your OT. This is the one that didn't give away. They didn't show what they were running at all. They're running all this weird stuff, and then they decided to just not show what they're doing. I guess they go into Barrow Magnus, or yeah, they didn't want to show their list. I guess they're still testing or something, which is fine. I understand. They're running. I think what this list does is it hyper soul charges on Chaos, and then it just rides Barrow Magnus, and it just does Barrow Magnus things, which makes sense. This card actually still retires without the final rush turn, by the way, so you can still do this. We got Magnolia. Magnolia is actually really interesting if you guys don't know about Mag and the kind of new stuff you could do with Mag. But the Roroa engine, which actually isn't this deck, but people have been running the Roroa engine in their Mag decks, and it's actually very interesting. Or they're running like the Maple. This one is actually more standard with a touch of Maple here. So they're still running the Zorga ride line because it's OP. Still got the Inlets, still got the Panthers. I believe these are soul body conversations. Yes, they are. And they're running draws, fronts, you know, rainbow triggers, and then the regurgitation just for extra retire and recall. So here's the one with the Roroa stuff. So pretty much, I personally like the Roroa stuff because you can early rush now, and I think the early rush is pretty necessary, especially on your turn 3 mag. You want it to be pretty aggressive, like you want to kind of shred cards out of your opponent's hand, and I think running this engine helps that. Now I will agree with getting rid of the Zorga ride line kind of sucks, because the Zorga ride line is good too. But this is actually not a bad alternative in my opinion. And this deck is actually pretty standard to what I would probably run too. I also love Bison. This card's so funny. I love Bison. And I think they're running the 2-2 heal split here. They're right here. They're right down here. And they're running the little chinchilla thing, the little cute thing. And then this guy. I read this guy and the art is so different from this guy from everything else. It's so weird. But it is a festival collection guy. And then they're also running, I can't remember her name off the top of my head, but on plays, Counterblast, Soul Blast, call a grade 2 or less from the drop to the board. This is Fabric. Oh, this is Fabric with the promo and the Roroa build. Ooh, I gotta save this for myself. I gotta save this for me. I gotta save that for myself. I've been trying to figure out how to make the Roroa token stuff work. We don't have the promo, but honestly, I think you're gonna be fine without the promo. And they're running this guy instead of the one I run, which this card pretty much does the same thing as the other one. It says retire itself, give 10k to 1 unit. So you can give 10k to your inlet, you give 10k to this, or just whatever you're in the mood for. This one is running the shooters here. I don't know how necessary this is because it's not really anything too crazy. So you can replace this probably, and this card. This card's kind of poo-poo caca sometimes. This is a poo-poo caca card. I want to love this card and I just can't. Like I have it SP'd out everything and I can't appreciate this card. I just can't do it. But this is actually pretty nice. I'm usually a little scared to rush sometimes depending on what I'm facing, because if I face like Bear Magnus, rushing kind of hurts you. But it depends. Like I said, depends. But this is something I've been wanting to try out. So good old burger boats. I don't know why that was under Magnolia. This was definitely not Magnolia, but it's cool. It's cool. There's another one. Ooh, this is so pretty looking. This is so pretty. I've been really enjoying and testing this deck a lot recently, and I have been really liking it. One thing I love about current new Red Zorga is that you don't need to rely on this card as much anymore, and that is a breath of fresh air. Oh my gosh, that's a breath of fresh air. Yeah, it's Zorga. It's Zorgi. It's our boy, our homie. Grave equals Zorga. So honestly, I've been testing this deck pretty aggressively the last 48 hours or so, and I will say that this deck feels really nice. This card is not terrible at all. I've been actually testing my friend's Wolf's list recently. That's kind of where I've kind of started, and his list in my opinion is like really solid. He very much runs like 2 of these, 4 of these, one or 2 of these, and then he runs Wild Intelligence instead of this card, and he runs 4 of these, doesn't run this at all, and it just works. He runs the Headhunter and all this stuff, and it just works. The power columns are just ginormous. They're huge. It's ridiculous. You're attacking for 48k like every single turn. Like this gets so lethal. Personally, I've actually been contemplating running this right here. This is the Roroa piece of the engine because it gives you a 4th attack. It's weird, but it gives you I've actually, like, no joke, I have the cards like right, I'm like looking at them. I've been thinking about running this because of the 4 attacks it provides, but it's so awkward. You have to kind of get into such a very specific circumstances. The number of this card isn't that high either. So you can do this on turn 2. You can run, theoretically, if we're really going far with this, you can have this in your ride line and then call it the token if you really want to. But because it says Roroa, it doesn't say which one. But it doesn't matter. It's still too high roll. Okay, too high roll. So I don't know why they're doing this, to be honest with you. I feel like it's too like this. Too all over the place. This one's running the token. So we have, this is the token deck. So they're running tokens with the Red Zorga. So you have the token generation here. Live by the high roll, die by the high roll. I mean, honestly, yeah. But I just don't think it's worth it. It's only on turn 2. After that, it becomes dead. So it's kind of just, it's a little iffy. This order lineup is actually pretty good too. I would honestly probably maybe cut back one of these. But yeah, I think this is like really solid. The tokens is kind of like where you can kind of mix and match if you want. I tried the tokens in Blue Zorga and I kind of felt like it felt okay. It felt okay. It didn't feel good yet. Welcome in, Mash Cake. Welcome in. How are you? I think this deck is, if you were to take out the token stuff like and replace these with headhunters, like this deck would be like perfect. Like I think ideal for what you want to look for in Zorga, in my opinion. 4 dragons, 4 dogs, 3 sticky. This could be rogue headhunter. This order wide line is perfect. This trigger windup is perfect, and then you have like your normal stuff here. Like this deck is like pretty much the same as regular Zorga, but with tokens instead. So this is pretty spot on. The tokens just kind of help you flush out your board more. But the thing is, weirdly enough, your board is pretty big already. So like I almost feel like the tokens start getting in your way. But the early rush is nice. But otherwise, this actually isn't too bad either. I like where they're. I feel like Zorga's kind of figured out. I will say red Zorga is more, in my opinion, more figured out than blue Zorga, as strange as it sounds, because like I said, again, here's that trigger lineup I was talking about. Here is your main 2 orders, main 3 orders you want to see, the trifecta right here. Here's the ride line. Here's the boys at max copies and your persona rides, and these aren't max copies too. Like, what more do you need, you know? Like, this deck just kind of performs on its own just perfectly fine, just like this. Like, it just works. Like I said, you can kind of play around with some stuff right here, but honestly, this is it. Like you have your deck. So it works pretty well. So let's look at this. So they're running regular and they're running the soul body conversation to kind of replenish their stuff. They have a little bit of a split with heals right here. They're running crits because crits are just amazing. Yeah, it's Burger Boat. I think it's max rarity Burger Boat. It is max rarity Burger Boat. Dang, this person loves their Burger Boat. They love that burger sandwich. Gotta have some of those burger fries. This card's really funny, putting it behind Flagberg, so you can attack with other stuff while it's behind Flagberg. And after Flagberg attacks, you can have the promo attack. Lyrical Monastery. Kyrie. Let's look at some Kyrie lists. They're probably gonna be all friends list if I had to guess, or mainly friends. See, I personally, so if I were people, this is like what I would strive for. This is it right here. The Calfee. Sorry, where'd Calfee go? Calfee, the mouse, the Testastilla, whatever her name is, Testy Girl, Melty, the shield support. Like, this is actually something I would prefer to play. Mermaids with Friends? Yeah, Mermaids with Friends, right? Eileen's right here. Lapameo's right there. The draws. Fronts are kind of weird in this deck, but sure, you know, whatever floats your boat. But gotta go. Bye, Radiant. Until next time. I like this. I like this so much. Personally, the only card I'm iffy about is this card, and it's good. It's good. Don't get me wrong. I just have trouble running a card like this. Like, I'd run something else in this slot. But other than that, no extra grade 3 rip. Yeah. You do kind of struggle a little bit, but I mean, I like a list like this. Fronts lets you call units not need boosters, right? It does, but if you're running Lapame, you'll have a booster anyway. She literally will give you a booster. Oh, this one runs the even more Calfies and even more Mousies, and runs the Whale. Oh my gosh, what is going on? I love the Whale. The Whale makes Persona Ride happen, if you don't know. But the Whale pretty much gives Persona Ride, because the Whale will give the 5k, Kyrie will give the 5k, so everything's under Persona Ride, essentially. So that's really nice. I do like this. And then you hit OT, and now it's 15k, or I'm sorry, 20k. Crazy! Even bigger numbers! I like this. This is more basic. It's like more to the point. It's very like standard, but I like it. This one's very simple. Very simple list. But it's a good simple list. Let's see one more. This one, surprisingly enough, to people dropping the Fred engine or something, I'm not seeing the Fred engine as much. They're running the defense order. Kind of helps with a little bit of defense here, a little bit of defense here, and then Testatilla, whatever her name is. Chinchilla girl, even though she's not Chinchilla, she's a Chinchilla now. And then draws, fronts, crits. Yep. And then Lapame, and then Eileen. These 2 cards are just so good. Oh, here's a Friends Kyrie. So here's Friends Kyrie. I want to give you guys the Friends one too, since, you know, it's like what people mainly run. I do really like this card. I love this card. And then here's, so Friends, just to give you guys the idea where the Friends part is. And yeah, pretty much this card lets you draw. This card, these cards let you bounce and draw, kind of do some lucky stuff. I like this card a lot. This card's funny. You have the Dragon Heal. It's really pretty. Oh, really? Honestly, all the triggers that came out in set 2, they're so gorgeous. Like, they're all so pretty. Like, it sucks they have to run all the effect heals and stuff like that, because, like, they're so pretty. Eileen, and yeah, pretty much this gives a lot of power, and you just kind of do your thing. So Carissa has some pretty decent support, actually. Honestly, the biggest thing here is this. So everything else kind of stays the same. And you can run, and also this card's not too bad either, but honestly, Carissa has kind of stayed the same with 3 cards of flex slots that you have, and that's kind of what we have here. So this is your flex slot right here, these 3 cards. Everything else, like, you can run just full max of like 4 and then just kind of have your 3 flex slots or whatever. Some cut back on this card by 1, and they'll run like an extra flex slot of whatever they choose and all that kind of stuff. The Great 3 is pretty good. Yeah, she is pretty good. They're both honestly pretty good. Blackwing LSTO. So this is straight Blackwing. It looks like it's purely. They're actually no. They're going mix. They're going mix actually. I thought they'd be running some of the you know, like the crazy crit stuff, but they're actually kind of mixing it up here a little bit. So these are all triggers. Wow, these triggers are so beautiful. Oh my god. But anyway, I think this is max rarity. Oh my god, it is max rarity. Holy crap. But this lets you get personas back to hand or whatever you want back to hand, and she also board wipes herself. The sooner you get both wings, pretty much the faster you end game. Oh, for a second I was so confused. I was like, what is going on up here? I was so lost. I'm back to not being lost anymore. This card's I wish they made this card a little better. Like, I don't know how they could have balanced her. Like, she's so good, but they made it impossible for you to do 2 of her. Oh, whoops, I just glassed myself. But you can't do 2 of her in 1 turn because you have to bottom deck your center rear guard, and there's no way to replenish that circle right now, at least currently. So you can't have double restanders. But still needs more gems. I agree, and there really isn't any good way to get more gems. Standard, yeah, have your gem support. Well, sorry, your gem support right here, and then you have your restander, this card is actually really nice. I love this card. And you can, you know, recursion your gems with this, and this. Essentially, Eileen just, you know, does her thing. Also, just really, Eileen just exists. You can throw her into any deck, and she's just good. Doesn't matter what deck it is. And you just have a party. Just knowing what's on top is just always nice, or a bottom, whatever, however you do it. But it is a really fun deck to play around with, and really cheap too to build. So, Token Rambu. Okay, can't see that. Monster Strike. We're not gonna get Monster Strike. Shaman King. We can look through them, but honestly, I don't know what any of these cards do. Okay, Embrace Shaman King, guys, for a total of about 5 seconds. We'll look at the anime, embrace the anime, be the anime, and yeah, congratulations to whatever these decks do, whatever it is that they do. We got them delayed anyway because Cry River, it sucks. But that's pretty much it. Wow, that was a lot. 5 seconds of Green Boy. Yeah, 5 seconds of Green Boy. I still need to watch Shaman King. It's one of the few stuff I haven't watched. But yeah, that's everything. We kind of looked through bits and pieces of literally everything that's on Deck Standard for Festival Collection. Pretty fun stuff. Pretty fun stuff, guys. A lot of really cool things to look at. I'm really excited. I've been taking some of the lists from here and kind of tweaking into my own liking. I think out of everything, the most exciting thing, at least to me, is Zorga, PBO, and Orfist. I just cannot wait. But let me know, guys, how you feel and all that kind of stuff. Let me know in the comments or in the chat, wherever you want it, however you want to feel. Let me know how you feel. This is Deck Standard's blog. Check him out. He has a lot. This is not the only stuff that is on his stuff. You can check out V Premium. You can check out more Overdress. Spread Zorga's life. Support the Zorga game. Let's go. There'll be a Zorga cult video coming out eventually once the stuff drops. But other than that, guys, we're gonna peace out. Das Vidania, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. I rolling balled him. Oh.
Yeah, you have hella ammo. That's it. 1v1. Let's go.
Me and homie.
Oh, what a throw! Oh my god, what a
so
throw!
Good. So
wow!
Good. So good.
What is that throw? Holy shit!
I told you this victory was mine.